Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of BLKGirl Ambition with me, Niya Baxter. This is your go-to space for community empowerment and practical tips to help you level up in your career and in all aspects of your life. Here, we have real conversations about navigating corporate careers, entrepreneurship, wellness, and Black womanhood. I like to describe it as executive level coffee chat meets sister circle meets motivational masterclass. BLKGirl Ambition is not just a podcast, it is a movement. So tap in and subscribe to the weekly podcast dropping on Wednesdays. You can find BLKGirl Ambition on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or your favorite streaming platform. If you love this platform and love the mission and the message, be sure to subscribe and also to share it with a friend. So, ambitious Black girls, look at where we are. We are in person for a very special guest. Today we are speaking with Teri Johnson, travel and lifestyle expert and CEO and founder of the iconic Harlem Brands companies. A while ago, I dropped an impromptu reel on the BLKGirl Ambition IG account expressing my excitement about a big upcoming guest. And today, guess what? We are here for the big reveal. As you may know by now, I am always very excited to speak with women who are pursuing unconventional career paths, and Teri's journey is most definitely that. Teri got her start professionally as a management consultant and holds an MBA from HBCU, Florida A&M. Teri's love of history and culture have taken her all over the world to dozens and dozens, I am not exaggerating, dozens of countries through her work as a travel and lifestyle expert for outlets including Travel Channel and Huffington Post, and her own online video show, Travelista Teri, which she executive produced. Teri has always had a love affair with fragrance and luxury candles and Harlem, and in 2014, she founded the Harlem Candle Company. Then in 2019, the Harlem Brands company with totes and journals and mugs honoring Harlem. And in 2022, the Harlem Perfume company. Through her passion, Teri has built a multi-million-dollar brand that centers Black culture, Black excellence, and Black history. Her products are sold in over 130 nationwide retailers, and I also keep a box set in my home. She also recently launched her fragrance collection on Sephora.com, which is huge, so I hope you are all supporting. This includes a brand new fragrance, Eartha, developed in collaboration with Eartha Kitt's daughter, Kit Shapiro. So, Teri, thank you so much for being here today.
Wow. I love that intro. Thank you so much for having me. And let's talk. I'm ready.
Yes. This is like a surreal moment, because I have literally loved your products and your candles for so many years. And so now we are here able to have a conversation about your very unique life journey.
I know. It is kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy. So
now, even when I sit here and I'm listening to you give this beautiful introduction, and I think about how I got here.
That is a great place to start.
Management consultant. I just knew I needed to be in New York City. So when I graduated, I just knew I needed to be in New York City.
You knew you needed to be here. I mean, management consultant to CEO of Harlem Brands. So I'm fascinated by people's upbringings, people's background, their childhood experiences, because I think that those can really influence the paths that we choose to take in life. And so for you, I'd love to hear about some of those early influences. I know that you come from a family of world travelers, and I would love for you to talk to me a bit more about your family's influence on your passion for culture and language and travel.
Sure. So my grandmother, my mother's mother, she spoke a few languages. She spoke French and German. Her father spoke Greek, was very proficient in Latin. So language has always been a big part of our lives. My mom had me learning Spanish when I was in daycare.
I read that.
And it was just, I think naturally I had a gift for languages. So I speak a few Spanish, French, a little Italian, and yeah, and I've always just loved other languages and other cultures. But I feel like I really connected with other cultures when I lived abroad when I was in high school.
Okay.
So I was a high school exchange student. I lived in a really cool town called San Sebastian in the Basque Country in Spain. And that was a life-changing experience. I started to see the world in a very, very different way, interacting with people in a very different way. And then I eventually lived in Paris. I lived in Italy when I was in college. I studied, did my internships there, so yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. I did a study abroad in Madrid, Spain, when I was in college. And when I was there, traveled all over Spain, traveled to Portugal and Italy and Morocco. And it was my first time leaving the country, actually, at that time. And it changed everything for me. It changed everything. You realize the world is so big and you know so little about it. There's so much to know. Yeah. It was just beautiful. So I love that you had that experience so early.
Yeah, and you know, my grandparents would travel. They were both in education.
Okay.
So they would travel to Europe during their summers.
Okay.
They would take my mom. And it was very, travel and connecting with other cultures was very, very important in our family. And so I think it's really part of the reason why I'm here. I mean, I fell in love with the Harlem Renaissance, but not necessarily by living in Harlem. It was me living in Paris.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was living in Paris, and there were so many symbols and signs of Josephine Baker and all jazz culture. And I went on this Black Paris tour when I was living there. And it just opened my mind to how important Black culture, Black literature, these iconic people were in France.
Wow.
I had no idea how strongly it resonated, how strongly our culture and our history, and how deep it was in the roots and the fabric of a place like France. Yeah, so I feel like my love for Harlem started there.
I did not know
and my
that.
excitement.
In all
Harlem.
of my research on you, I did not know that that's where you fell in love with Harlem. That is, I love that story. What values or mindset did you inherit from travel that you think still lives with you today?
Open-mindedness.
I was going to say curiosity.
Yeah, I'm just so open. I'm open to experiences. I'm open to meeting other people, understanding differences, even trying new foods, understanding culturally what makes these people different and what makes these people special and unique. And I think, yeah, I'm naturally curious. I've always been, but I think when it comes to living and really being able to connect with other people, I'm just, I'm just open.
Just open.
And when you're open-minded and you're open about life, you know, you allow things to come to you to give you ideas and inspiration that can help you eventually maybe start a business or write a book or create a TV series or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. More and more I've heard really successful people talk about not being so rigid as to define and have a 5-year plan. I remember growing up, it was all about like, oh, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? And I was always, would have a panic attack at that question. But now, now I hear so many successful people, they're like, you set your intention and you do the hard work, but you have to have some wonder. There has to be some ability to let your path find you as opposed to being so rigid. And then you miss things along the way. So that actually is a good transition to, I want to talk about your Travelista era because this was also new for me in research. So I went in thinking, okay, I'm doing research on the Harlem Brands company CEO and we're going to talk about the Harlem Brands, but then I found Travelista Teri and I said, what is this? We must talk about it. So tell us about Travelista Teri. How did it start? What motivated you to film and produce that? And you were also working full time while you were doing
Absolutely.
it. Oh.
So a friend of mine, we went to college together, and we both had graduated. We didn't really want to work in corporate America. We knew we wanted to do something different, but one thing that we had the experience of was living abroad. We lived abroad. We had very different experiences. I was in France. She was in Italy doing her internship. And one thing that we found is that, you know, the way that we are treated in other places is very interesting, and it's very fun, and it's, you know, we're, you know, beautiful, we're exotic, we're all of these things. And we really wanted to inspire women who look like us to go abroad. So we decided that we were going to encourage them by creating a TV show.
Love it.
And we called it Travelista TV. And we were the Travelistas. And it was all about traveling, enjoying culture, lifestyle, and we both kind of took on two different roles of, you know, oh, I'm gonna go search for art. I'm gonna just go and have fun partying. And so we invested in a little camera. This was back before HD. This was SD. So we got our little camera, a little microphone, and we would film each other, or set the camera up, or sometimes we would find an American person who was like, I'll help you girls. And we would film ourselves in all of these places. And then we eventually got a series with BET. And then she ended up moving full-time to Italy, and I stayed and continued as Travelista Teri, and ended up getting a series with the Travel Channel.
Wow.
Yeah, but this was a while ago. We were a little ahead of our time.
Yes,
we were.
How long were you producing it on your own before you had the series with the Travel Channel?
The Travel Channel series came about in 2013.
Okay.
So we were doing it, I think our first one was like 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, 2006, 2007.
That also speaks to the persistence. You've really got to stick with something. You've really got to stick with something even to see it through. And so that question was even selfish, because selfish interest here, but it does speak to, you can have a great idea, but you've got to build the momentum. You have to build the platform and the foundation. So I think that speaks to your hard work, right?
The very last project that I did was in 2018. You know, I was still getting offers, and I'm like, okay, if it's at least 5 figures, I'll do it. So, but you know, it was a hustle. You know, I was doing it for a while without making money. This was pre-influencer. So I was going on these trips and getting invited by different tourism boards and different hotel chains, but I had to figure out how to monetize the content. I wasn't getting necessarily a check to do this. It was like, okay, yeah, come and have this great experience and film it, and yeah, cool.
Right.
But, you know, now it's like, oh, we'll pay you a whole lot of money to do it. But by the time, you know, that started to happen, my business was taking off, and I was just tired. I was burned out. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Now I travel and just enjoy life. And I don't have to even post about it.
That's the real flex. So I read that you took writing and film courses to improve your storytelling.
I did.
When you were creating Travelista Teri.
Yeah, I studied at the New York Film Academy and the School of Visual Arts. I learned documentary filmmaking, digital editing. Yeah.
Wow.
I've always loved telling stories, and I wanted to figure out how to do it in a more professional way. And I needed to do that in order to create this TV series. I even took voiceover lessons. I sure did. Because the first time I recorded myself, I was like, I don't like the way I sound. So I improved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone likes the way that they sound.
I actually like the way I sound.
You like the way you sound now?
Yeah, I worked on it.
I didn't know you could work on that
You
necessarily.
sure can.
I know you can cut out the ums, you can cut out the, you know, the unnecessary things that we might say, but to improve the way that you sound.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I like the way you sound.
Thank you. Thank you. So looking back, what did that Travelista chapter teach you about risk? Because that was a risk. You had a, you know, corporate full-time job, and then you decided to create this side hustle. But then also reinvention, because at some point you decided that I don't want to do this anymore and I want to pivot to something else. But then also readiness, because you were a constant student of your craft. You took courses to improve. So, what did that chapter of your life teach you about risk and teach you about reinvention and readiness?
Oh, you always got to stay ready.
Mm.
Always.
You know, that's my motto, actually. Listen, we stay ready.
You have to.
Yeah.
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 But when it comes to risk, I've just never been afraid. I've never been afraid to try something. But I also have a very strong belief in my ability.
Right.
Because I also know that I will work harder than anyone else.
Listen, that
I
sounds
will.
familiar.
I will work harder than anyone else. I will outwork you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll put in the 10,000 hours if I need to. Yeah.
Never been afraid. Never been fearful.
No, but it really, it comes from a confidence of just believing in myself. And I really want to give credit to my mother because I also come from a family where I was encouraged to try. I was encouraged to try so many different things. This might sound a little crazy, but one day I'm going to be an artist and I'm going to sell my work and I'm going to make a lot of money from it. Ask me when the last time is I painted or drawn. Probably 15 years old.
Yeah.
But I believe in myself. Yeah, and I love art. I love design. I love it all. And it's inside of me. It's inside of all of us, actually. Yeah.
I can see that with us, the direction of Harlem Brands and what it's focused on with lifestyle and Renaissance and culture and luxury. And I could see art being the next manifestation of that.
Yeah, but this is when I'm older. Yeah. When I'm 60s, 70s. This is going to be when I'm older.
It's a very nice activity.
I garden and paint.
Older? Oh, yeah. Over the wine.
I garden, I paint, I have friends come over
Aperol
for tea and rosé.
Oh, I can picture it in a lovely garden. I can
a garden that I've curated, and there's going to be things infused in the drinks that I made in the garden.
Oh, you have to invite me.
Yes. Oh, you're already invited.
So I want to transition to founding and scaling your legacy brand, Harlem Candle Company, Harlem Brand Company, and now Harlem Perfume Company. Companies on companies. So to take it back, in 2014, you started making Harlem candles in your kitchen.
Actually, it wasn't called Harlem Candles. At the time, I called it La Maison des Bougies de Teri, Teri's House of Candles. I was just making candles for friends and family, for gifts.
Wow.
I was just giving them away because I just love beautiful candles, and that's actually the gift that I wanted. So I was like, well, I'm going to see a lot of people this Christmas, this holiday season. Let me just make gifts instead of going and shopping for everyone. So I decided I was going to make La Maison des Bougies de Teri candles, and I'm going to personalize each one for who I'm giving it to.
Oh, wow.
And that's how it started.
Wow.
And then everyone was like, these candles are so amazing, because I had gotten the fragrance oils from a chemist. So he had just created some fragrance oils. I didn't buy them from the internet. He created something when I told him sort of the scent profile that I wanted to capture. And I fell in love with the process.
Wow.
People love the fragrances, and they said, you should start a business. Wow. And I was not making money doing Travelista. I needed to do something. I needed to figure out another way to bring in some income. And so my whole idea was, I'm going to create this brand. I'm going to create the Harlem Candle Company, and I'm going to use the Harlem Renaissance as the inspiration for each of the fragrances, and I'm going to sell them online. And I started selling them at pop-ups, and eventually built my website, started selling them online, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Did you do market research? Was it like there's a gap in the market and I can fill it, or was it from a place of this is fun and it's something I want to put out into the world? Like, where was it more business sense or passion?
Yeah, I did not do any market research. The only thing that I knew is I love things that have a story, that are connected, that I can connect with in some way. And I knew that there was nothing that was inspired by, these incredible Black icons. I wanted to be able to go into a store and buy something inspired by Josephine Baker, something inspired by Langston Hughes. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? So that's the only thing I knew that I felt would be cool. I just thought it would be cool. So sometimes if it doesn't exist and you feel strongly about it, just create it.
Just create.
Put it out there and see if people like it. And that's all I was doing, was just testing. Yeah.
No, I really do. So we have a Harlem brand candle here. This is Josephine. It smells beautiful. I have them all over my home. So I love Lady Day.
Yeah.
It's like gardenia.
Yeah, it's so good.
Just puts me in a good mood.
Yay. That's inspired by Billie Holiday.
Yes.
And the gardenia that she would wear in her hair.
I love gardenia.
Yeah.
My favorite flower.
Oh, it's mine too.
Yeah.
It's
my
mine too.
favorite flower.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And then Langston, which is my son's middle name. That's more masculine, but I'll burn that. I would have Lady Days all over my house if it weren't for my husband and son, because I'm trying to introduce some masculine energy as well. So we have that we burn, but I love them.
Yeah, well, so all of our candles are created almost like fine fragrance. I work with fine fragrance perfumers, master perfumer. I mean, these people are incredible. And so their approach with our candle fragrances is really to evoke a mood, you know, to create this ambiance. You know, imagine you're in a speakeasy, okay? Notes of bourbon, Palo Santo, some dark chocolate, some little tobacco, you know?
Yes.
Right? Don't you want to feel like you've just stepped inside of
so sensual.
Yeah, and like for Josephine, it's, let's just take a step into her boudoir, okay? We want that.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to do a chamomile and lavender candle.
No.
That's not what we're doing.
Yes.
We're not doing
more
that.
Complex. Much more complex
Yeah.
than that.
And it's so much fun to also be able to honor these incredible icons through a fragrance.
Yes.
The Langston candle, we actually launched that candle in the home where Langston Hughes lived. That was a special day.
Wow.
We had actor Harry Lennox reciting Langston Hughes poetry. We had cocktails inspired by a few of our icons. And the woman at the time who lived in the house said there was only 2 times that she felt that Langston's spirit and his presence was there. And that night was one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you could feel it. You could feel it. Everyone had chills when Harry Lennox read Dream Deferred.
I can see that you're a storyteller. Like, in storytelling is a thread in everything that you do, and in your launches as well, like your product launches. I can see the thread as well.
Yeah, I feel very blessed to have been chosen to do this, because you know, I could be doing anything.
You could have still been a management consultant.
I could have been really rich too doing that.
I know, but you wouldn't be nearly as fulfilled.
Oh gosh, no. It wasn't for me, but I have to say, I learned a lot. I worked with some very, very smart. I know how to code.
Oh, yes. You will learn to do everything.
That's why I feel like I can do almost anything.
You will learn to do everything, and also be able to deal with ambiguity. I find that people need a lot of specificity, but when you're a management consultant, you could get a mess of a problem and figure out, okay, untangle it. Steps 1, 2, 3. This is
create
where
a
we start.
whole process. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my job was going into companies, dissecting every single thing that people did on a daily basis and creating a system to replace that person's job. And that's what I would do.
Wow.
I know. So I can figure out how to start a company.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Figure it out. Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of fun, and it's a little bit of a challenge, especially because it's something I haven't done before. You know, I wake up excited almost every day.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So as you've grown your brands, how did you know at what point that it was time to expand?
I let our customers really dictate. I mean, I started the brand with the hopes of really connecting with our customers online. Because candles, I'll just be very blunt with you, candles are expensive to make, especially these candles. You're paying the glass, you're paying the wax, you're paying the fragrance oil, which is expensive, you're paying the label, you're paying the box, the card that goes inside of the box, the disclaimer, and then the actual labor. And then candles are heavy, the shipping. So my intention when I first started was to have a direct-to-consumer business. And in order to have a successful direct-to-consumer business, you really have to know, you have to connect with your customers, and they have to feel like they are a part of your community. And our customers kept asking for perfume. They kept asking. We have room sprays, for instance. They want to wear the room spray. Can I put the room spray on my skin? Like, no, you cannot. And so after, time and time again, they just kept asking for it. And during the pandemic, I said, you know what? We actually can make perfume. And then we, at the time, we sold the candles in Macy's, and Macy's asked us to be in a beauty box. And I said, in a beauty box with what beauty product? They said, oh, well, with perfumes. Oh, well, we don't make perfume. Oh, well, can you? And so it was a combination of customers have been asking for years.
Right.
And then Macy's asking us if we could be in this beauty box.
Right.
And I said, yeah. I was like, it's the pandemic. I'm at home, and I'm working, and I'm having fun, and I'm getting inspired. And then we started it. We started with the Billie fragrance, inspired by Billie Holiday. And now we have 8.
Wow. You recently launched your fragrances on Sephora.com, which is huge. What does that expansion signify to you?
The Sephora.com launch, I am still in awe because since within 4 days, we had another purchase order.
Wow.
4 days after that, another purchase order from them. So, it's just so far been a fantastic retail partner. But I also think the market's ready. When you think about fragrance consumers, Black people, we over-index. We love beautiful fragrances, and we love to smell good. Even if we don't have a lot of money, we're going to make sure that we got that nice, beautiful bottle of perfume. And that's the kind of the finishing to our look. And now we're ready. Now we're going outside. So we spend money on fragrance. And I think, I don't know if it's, I don't really have insight into who's purchasing, but the demand was there. The demand was there because a lot of people, they know about Harlem Candle Company, but they don't know about the Harlem Perfume Company.
Right.
Because we're mostly a direct-to-consumer brand there as well. And yeah, it's been wonderful.
Wonderful.
Being able to create now a beauty product. But do you know what's crazy? When I was 18, I took a class called Professional Development at FAMU. It was required in the program. I got accepted into the 5-year MBA program. So professional development was a part of our curriculum.
Okay.
And we had to do this exercise that I thought was kind of silly, but they wanted us to write down 50 things we want to accomplish in our lives. And so I'm an 18-year-old like, this is so dumb, but okay, fine. I'll write down a bunch of random things. And one of them was to have my own fragrance company. Yeah.
You wrote that down?
I wrote it down. 18. But I also wrote down random things. Like, I wanted to be friends with Snoop Dogg. I wrote down the most random stuff when I talked to my life. I want to meet Snoop Dogg.
Have you met Snoop Dogg?
No, but it's no longer
but the fragrance company.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I wanted to meet Hillary Clinton. There's so many things I had on my list. But yeah, I wanted to have my own fragrance company.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
But I've
crazy.
always loved beautiful fragrances. I've always. And I used to make my own perfume in the bathroom when I was a kid. I would just take things, anything, perfume and beautiful fragrances made me happy.
Made you happy.
Just made me happy. Yeah. So things that smelled good. I would even, we didn't really have fashion magazines growing up in my house, but the dentist office did. Okay, so I was like, ooh, look at this magazine. I would just smell the little perfume strips, and then I would ask the receptionist if I can take the page, and she would let me take the page, and I would take it home, and I would just rub it on my pillow.
Wow.
And I would, I've always loved beautiful fragrances. So.
And you really light up, like, your passion for fragrance does come through.
Yeah.
How do you develop? I've always been curious when I hear people who develop fragrances talk about developing fragrances. They're so like sensual in the way that they talk about it, and I'm just outright jealous of the words they're able to use. I'm like, how did you? So what is a top note, a middle note, an end note, and then how do you know the difference between the three?
Well, I'm not the perfumer.
Okay.
But the top note is like what you're getting as soon as you smell it.
Okay.
And the heart, the middle note, is sort of what you connect with. And so, like, for instance, the Lady Day candle, the gardenia is at the heart. So that's when you're going to get that through and through.
Okay.
And at the base is something that really grounds the fragrance. And so you might kind of experience it in waves. And so there's this, really beautiful vetiver and like creaminess. So usually like the base notes are the sandalwoods and the heavier woody notes.
Okay.
But the patchouli, those are usually on the on the bottom. A lot of the florals are in the middle, and a lot of the more citrus notes are on top. But it just depends. It really depends on how it's formulated.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that little lesson. Okay, so I want to talk, because you're very passionate, obviously, and you built this beautiful company with beautiful products, but there's also a lot of vision and a lot of grit and a lot of persistence that comes with it. It doesn't just, you don't entirely wish it into existence. So I want to talk about your inner drive, your mental strategy behind your ambition that fuels you. So as a founder who started from scratch and scaled, what mindset do you use when you feel uncertain or in a challenging time or have a big decision to make?
Well, I'll tell you what I do, because I've been doing it for so long that it's just subconscious. I visualize, but I'll write. It's called morning pages. The artist way. I've been doing it for years, though.
Okay.
I know it's kind of becoming popular. I've been doing it for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Where I'll wake up in the morning and I will write for like 30 minutes and I'll just kind of download everything that's in my head. And so I'm constantly either solving problems, figuring things out. Sometimes I'm talking to God. It's just, I'm just writing stream of consciousness. But I also, I've been doing affirmations since I was 18 years old.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, I've been doing I do. Yeah. I talk to myself.
I talk to myself all day
I've
long.
encouraged myself.
Same. Encourage myself, affirmations.
But I don't talk negatively about myself. I don't say, I just can't do anything right. When I hear people say that, I kind of like,
yeah. Why would you say that about yourself?
Yeah, like, let's turn it around.
Has that always been the case? Did you have to learn to cut it off? Like a negative thought, cut it off? Yeah, I don't think of myself as lesser. I don't think of myself as unable to do things. I I believe I can do, but I also believe that everyone can. So if you're in my friend group, I'm not gonna let you have a pity party. We're not having a pity party, girl. No. We're gonna have fun. Yeah. And if after a while it doesn't work with you, then I have to see less and less of you. Because it's your energy. It's my energy too. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you believe your confidence comes from? It's taking confidence to pivot, confidence to create, confidence to leave things when the time was right. Like, where do you think that comes from? Is it your mother? Is it God?
It's God. Yeah. I have a lot of faith in myself, but that comes from it. Yeah. Yes. It does.
Yes.
Yeah. You can tell.
I can. Yes. Yeah. It's like internal. You can see it.
Yeah.
It's internal. So how do you you seem inspired by a lot. Is that easy for you to do, to stay inspired? Is that a practice, or is it just something living in the city and a meal or a scent?
Sometimes I wish I had less. I really do. Because it's like once you get this, this really strong sign, something that you can't stop thinking about, then you're like, well, what? I got to do something with this.
You got to do something with it. Right.
Because everyone doesn't get this.
I believe that's a gift.
Yeah, everyone doesnn get this. Yes. So when you get it, and it's really, really strong,
yes,
and you wake up every morning thinking about it,
yes,
and you start to see that it already happening.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
I think I was talking to someone the other day, an executive coach actually, who I interviewed on this podcast and released her episode a few weeks ago. Her name is Kiara Fenderson, and she owns a place called the Ambition Studio. And she said, when you get that voice and you don't do anything with it, you were being disrespectful to your gift. You're being disrespectful to your gift. Don't disrespect your gift.
And too many people do it. Too many people do it. It's like, if you like, you gotta let your light shine. We all have it. We all have a light.
We all have it.
We all have it.
A lot of people dim it.
I know.
A lot of people do.
I know.
And then some want to dim other people's because they have dimmed
I stay away from
theirs.
those people.
Listen.
I run from those people.
Run.
Ooh, I run so fast.
Run.
I run. Like, no.
No.
You're not going to get me.
No. Oh, gosh. I only regret that when I was younger, I would, like, let those people around me.
Yeah.
Would let them in my circle. Now I know much, much better.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm frustrated that it took me time to realize that.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know what else I do? I avoid people who gossip.
Yeah.
I don't like gossip.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good. And then what are they doing when you're not there?
Yeah. Like, don't talk about other people in a negative way. Don't do that. Don't do it. Because then it's also a reflection of who you are and how you really feel about yourself. So
that part.
Yeah, I stay away from
that.
I try my best to not even entertain it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
don't come talking negatively about anyone around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're gonna, yeah.
I've even become more. I've even started to vent less. Like, I used to spend a lot of time venting about things when they made me upset, or something didn't go my way, or someone did something wrong. And at some point I realized that all of that time that I was spending venting about what someone did, trying to change someone's behavior, the only one I can really change is me.
And how you think about it.
How I think about it, the energy I give it, and it's also just time spent. I could use all that time and pour it into this.
Well, this is why doing morning pages, stream of consciousness, is good. So you don't have to vent to others and change other people's moods. You know, you let it out. And then a lot of times you'll find that when you're letting it out, you're letting it go. You're letting it go.
Yes. Yes. That's where the positivity comes from. So I want to, you started to allude to this a little bit, but I want to dig into some like practical founder strategy. So for women who are building their brand alongside working a 9-to-5, what is the best advice you can give them for when to take the leap, to leave corporate and go to their?
Well, one, you need to have money in the bank. Okay?
Let's be practical.
You have to have money in the bank.
Yes.
If you're going to start a business that requires investment, have money in the bank. I also really do believe that it's important to use your own money when you start a business versus trying to raise money and get all this money. Because you know you're not going to waste your money. You know, you're going to spend that money wisely.
Right.
I think that's very important.
Right.
Versus going out and trying to get all this money from different people. You might not even love the business once you start it. You know how many businesses I've started?
A lot.
A lot. I mean, I've always known I was going to be an entrepreneur, but I thought I was going to be a swimwear designer. Because I love swimwear.
I could see that. A lot of your Travelista Teri videos, you were in some location on the beach and
love swimwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Beijo do Sol.
Oh, that's
like sun-kissed in Portuguese, inspired by Brazilian swimwear. But yeah, it's, you know, imagine if I would have gotten all this money to start that. I ended up going to a swim trade show and realized that I don't think I want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't have what it takes to be able to, it's going to take so long. It's not going to be instant gratification. And I realized, I actually took a class at FIT to learn how to create a fashion brand. I'm always educating myself, by the way.
Sounds like it.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to take something serious and you really want to start something and learn something, you have to invest in yourself.
You do.
Yeah. And then you might realize that, hey, maybe I don't really want to do this. Yeah. And then you pivot. And then you pivot. And then you pivot and do something else.
Yes. That's good advice. So you talked about this a bit when you were discussing the candles and how expensive it is to make the candles with the perfume and the glass and the shipping and the production of it. When building and scaling a product-based business, what do you wish more founders understood about margins and pricing and distribution? I'm sure you had lessons to learn along the way.
Still learning them. You really do. You need to understand, you need to have a clear business model. And so I was clear when I started the Harlem Candle Company that I wanted to be mostly direct to consumer. I knew that.
Yes.
Because if you are going into retail right away, most of the pricing is Keystone. Keystone meaning, if this candle is $48, I'm selling it to the retailer for $24. And then if my cost of goods, if my cost of goods has to be able to, it can't, let's just say that the cost of goods was $12. That's not enough.
Right.
Making $12 each candle, that's not enough.
Right.
Because you're also paying warehousing, you're paying fulfillment, you're paying marketing, you're paying, there's a lot of other costs that are not going directly into the production that have to be considered. So, I really, right now, the candle business, we do okay. We make money, but our cost of goods is high. We spend a lot of money to make this beautiful product, and I know I need to raise my prices. I'm probably going to do it maybe by the time this episode drops. I don't know. But people really need to understand their cost of goods. They need to understand margin, and they need to understand how ultimately they want to have their products distributed. Because if it is going to be more retail focused, then you got to get that cost of goods down.
Right.
Having direct to consumer, okay, our cost of goods can be because we're still making a good margin here.
Yeah.
So I think you really just need to understand all of those dynamics, and then all of the extra things that go into a product-based business: warehousing, EDI, packaging, and shipper packaging, UPS and FedEx.
Right.
Candles are so heavy.
Right.
We lose money on shipping every single day. We don't make any money on shipping because it's over a pound. We can't. And then shipping from New Jersey to California. So there's just a lot of things that go into it.
Right.
So now with perfume, perfume doesn't weigh as much.
Oh, those are light.
Less breakage. Well, actually, no breakage. No melting. Because if it's too hot and that candle is sitting on your porch,
yes.
By the time you bring it inside, especially in these summer days that we're having, it could be the candle could melt. There's so many factors, and of course we'll reship it, no problem. But there's a lot of things to think about. I honestly, there's a lot of people who love candles, and they've started a candle business, but I can't say that it's something that I would recommend anyone to do. I started it in 2014, so it was a lot less saturated. But I can't say that it's, you're gonna make all this money.
Yeah.
No, I've actually had, this is crazy, a huge candle brand. A private equity firm was representing them.
Okay.
They reached out to me wanting to sell this other business. And I'm like, do you understand? They didn't care. It was like they were so desperate to offload this candle brand.
To you.
Yeah, to anyone who would be interested in taking a meeting. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Did you take it?
No. Oh, did I take the meeting?
Or the brand?
No, of course not. No. I wasn't interested, but I also was like, this is crazy that this brand that's been around for a really long time is interested in selling, because I think ultimately, it's, you're not, you get tired. You get tired because manufacturing costs continue to go up. Cost of materials continue to go up. Everything continues to go up. Everything.
Gone up.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're very in the weeds on a day-to-day basis. Are you? Checking orders. Yeah.
Checking orders, doing a lot of stuff with operations, forecasting, and then designing, and then, product photography, and yeah.
So I have truly appreciated your time today, Teri. Thank you so much. I just have a couple more questions for you. One of those is, what is next for the Harlem Brands empire? What do you think?
Well, we just launched on Sephora.com. So my hope is that we do really, really well online to the point where we get retail space in store.
Yes.
So that's what I'm hoping for, and creating just more beautiful fragrances, both perfume and candles. And then just really building up our community more. And when I say that, I mean connecting with our customers in a way that we haven't done in the past. I can't really say too much more about it.
Okay.
But it is just something that I wake up thinking about. Like, I really want to do that.
I've noticed you're going live more, like on IG.
Yeah.
But also in person. I'm inferring.
Yeah, a lot more in person, and so much happened during the pandemic, where I was doing a series called Tuesdays with Teri.
Okay.
Where I would talk to the audience, and everyone was at home. I was like, get your glass of wine and let's just hang out. And so we would just chit chat, and I was talking to them and then replying to their comments.
Right.
But that was the beginning of it, and it made me realize how much I loved connecting with our audience. And so, yeah, there's more to come, more to come when it comes
I'm excited to see it.
To community.
How can the Black Girl Ambition community support you and your brands?
Oh, I think by listening right now this is support. It's also going on Sephora.com, purchasing the products there, going on HarlemPerfumeCompany.com, purchasing the products there, going on HarlemCandleCompany.com and purchasing the products there. So, and then also, we love when people sign up to the newsletter, sign up to our SMS, follow us on the different social media platforms, so you can stay in our world.
So you heard it. So many different ways to support the Harlem Brands Company. And Teri. So, one final question for you, which I ask all of my guests on this platform. Teri, what is your greatest ambition?
Ooh. My greatest ambition. I just want to leave this world a better place, and I want to do everything that I can while I'm here to make people happy. And if that's through beautiful scents, if it's through design, if it's through encouraging a random stranger, or encouraging someone to, not talk negatively about themselves. I just want to leave whatever I can do. I want to leave this world in a better place.
A better place.
With small little things that I can contribute. So
that's beautiful. Thank you for your time today. It has truly been an honor.
Oh, thank you. I enjoyed this conversation so much.
That's it for this episode of Black Girl Ambition, where we dream big, we move boldly, and we build legacy on our own damn terms. If today's conversation spoke to you, please share it with a friend, leave me a quick review, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay ambitious.
Overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice.